I just have a big haul to share with you guys today. I know that quite a few of the spring collections have been dropping, then some other brands have released some new stuff as well, and it's just kind of a collective haul, so I'm just going to jump right in. I purchased a few items from the MAC and Caitlyn Jenner collection, and one of them I've been wearing kind of consistently since I've gotten it because I really like it, and it's the lipstick in the shade Rocket, and it's a cream sheen, which is one of my favorite finishes from MAC, and I wore this in my last video, I believe, yes. And I really like the lipstick. It's a warm, kind of a nude shade. And for a cream sheen, it's not quite as opaque as some cream sheens that I'm used to, but I really like the color of it. I've been using it with Charlotte Tilbury's Iconic Nude Lip Liner. Again, some of my favorite lip liners out there. And then I also purchased one of the shadows because the color just looked really pretty. And I got it in the shade Worthy. This is what the packaging, the box packaging looks like on there. And then this is a velvet eyeshadow. And the black part on the packaging is like that, it's got that grippy feel, kind of like NARS packaging. And then you've got the shiny gold, which I actually really like the packaging on it. It's kind of chic. But this is got some little sparkles in it. And I haven't worn it yet, but it does swatch quite nice. Put it right there. Well, it doesn't swatch nice right there, but it swatches nice when you look at it on my finger. That eyeshadow actually feels more like a matte eyeshadow with the infused little sparkles through it type of situation. And then I also purchased the powder blush in the shade Buddy, and same type of packaging there. But this is one of those split pan deals. I thought the color was really pretty. It's like a rosy pushing terracotta type of shade, and then this part is matte, and then you've got the shiny over there. So let me swatch this one, and then this guy, and together. So that was the eyeshadow. So here's the shiny, here's the matte half, and then the pinky is them together. I need to get my swatching game act together here. Oh. So there are the three shades that you kind of get in the Buddy compact. I did go ahead and purchase two products from the Too Faced and Kat Von D collaboration. I purchased the Better Together eyeshadow palettes, and then it comes with a full-size tattoo liner and Trooper, and then a full-size Better Than Sex mascara, which I think kind of is what made the price, what was it, like 60 bucks or something like that. At first I was like, well, that's kind of expensive, but then you have two full-size products included in there as well. The Better Than Sex mascara is a nice mascara, but it flakes on me. That's the problem that I have with it. And then the Trooper liner, I do like that as well, but I tend to like a little bit more, a thicker, more fluid type of formula, I guess, for it's just quicker for me to put it on than like a pen. I like the Kat Von D half. The Too Faced half is just kind of typical Too Faced shadows. There's nothing really unique about any of them. They're just like shades I've seen 100 times, you know. And then also some of them are a little bit dry, but this is the Too Faced half right here. Let me tell you how many mattes are in here. There's two mattes, and that's these guys right here are the matte eyeshadows. So let me swatch them for you. And I mean, these performed like the typical current Too Faced eyeshadows they've been releasing lately. So there's the first three, and then the second three. This brown here is really dry. It's like a matte with the infused sparkles in it. This color is quite pretty though. So there are the shades from the Too Faced half. I just feel like every Too Faced palette I have has these shades in it. that's how I feel about it. But and the amount of product of each shadow is 0.03 ounces in this one. And then the Kat Von D half, there's 6 eyeshadows, and each one of those is 0.05 ounces per shadow. And this reminds me more of like her old school artwork that she had on like the first makeup that she released at Sephora. But in this one you've got 3 mattes. And it's these two right here, and then the white, and then the other ones. This Swoon shade is it's got shimmer in it. It's more like, yeah, it's a pretty shimmery shade. Let's just go with that. And then Darling and Love Struck are also shimmery. I put Darling on the lid on one of my looks, and then I packed over one of these like glitter cream shadows that I'll show you in a minute, and it turned out really pretty. Swoon is a beautiful color, and it blended out really nice as well. I used it in conjunction with the Too Faced one, but I ended up using 3 or 4 shades out of this one, and I ended up liking the Kat Von D half better than the Too Faced half, but I will say that these eyeshadows also kind of follow suit with, you know, typical Kat Von D eyeshadows. So and then these next 3. Oh, this red color is so soft. Really pretty. The red in there, I mean, it really made me like this half probably the best, but so there's the Kat Von D half. I think I posted a picture on Instagram wearing this, and quite a few of you guys liked the look. They liked the red. And then the other set was a cheek and lip makeup bag set. This is what the packaging on that looks like, and the bag is really cute. Like, I kind of got the set because I thought the bag looked really cute, and it is cute. It's got Too Faced and Kat Von D logos on the inside, but this is the Too Faced side. It's got a glitter feel. It's coated glitter too, so it's not like the glitter's gonna fall off. But that being said, I will say that this it feels really cheap. The actual bag. I was hoping that it would be a little bit better quality, but the products that come inside of here are a mini lipstick, and this is the Studded Kiss lipstick in Muse, which is it's like a brown terracotta nude. Whoa, it swatches a lot. I guess it swatches quite a bit lighter than it actually looks in the bullet, but that shade is Muse. And then one of her Everlasting liquid lipsticks, and it's in the shade XO, which is it's a red that looks to be, yeah, it pulls on the cherry red, or it's like a pinky red. And then there is a mini Too Faced Love Flush blush in So Happy Together. It's 0.07 ounces. It's one of these little guys, which is a new, I believe, exclusive shade to the set. But when I first used this, I really had to grind my brush in there to start getting pigment off. But after that, it went on a lot nicer because I have used this a couple times. And it is a shimmery pink, cool toned pink. And then it came with the Too Faced Candlelight Glow Highlighting Powder Duo, and this is in Rosy Glow. I've got this in a full size, and I've also got several minis of this guy, so I'm not going to swatch it because I'm gonna probably give it away. But that highlighter is nice, and it is light enough for my skin tone. It's got a nice sheen to it. Another new Kat Von D product, this is the Alchemist Holographic Palette Face and Eye Highlighter Palette. There's 4 highlighters in here, and each highlighter is 0.05 ounces. And I, just like a lot of other people, was quite surprised by how small this is. See if you can get the actual coating, or the outside of the packaging, is holographic. This is cardboard as well, but it was quite surprising to see just how small these were. Like, whenever I open up a palette and there's like this much negative space, I always feel like they could have, you know, did it a little bit differently to utilize that space. Like, if they had turned these into, like, if you cut it like this and did it into triangles, or like that, into, you know, 4 different triangles, you would have been able to utilize all the space, and your pans would have been bigger. But that being said, the actual product in here is really nice. It's right along the lines of, you know, the duochrome, that like the Anastasia Moonchild palette. The difference with that is, though, each one of the pans in the Moonchild palette is 0.15 ounces a piece, so that's 1.15 times 6. So 1 pan of those equals 3 of these. So there's a lot more product in there, but you're getting that same type of effect. And these are all nice powders. You've got a green shift, a blue shift, ultraviolet, amethyst shift, and a pink shift. So let me swatch them. Here's your green one. Here is your ultraviolet, and then your blue, and then your pink opal. And I've seen people use these over lipsticks and get awesome duochrome effects on their lipsticks, and I've also seen them used, you know, on the eyes over different shadows, and they're really, really pretty shades. But again, I just feel like the, you know, the duochrome shifts and stuff is no different than some of the other products that have been coming out, like the Moonchild palette. You're just getting a lot less product in here, but it is cute. Next I've got a powder from Cover FX, and this is the Perfect Setting Powder. They just came out with this, and I believe there's 2 shades. I've got Translucent Light. There's 0.35 ounces of product in here, and I'm a big fan of their illuminating setting powder and also their matte setting powder. It comes in the same type of packaging as this, but this here, this is a really, really beautiful setting powder. It really is. I've used it really I've used it quite a few times since I've gotten it. And another thing that's a little bit different, I guess, in packaging is it doesn't come with like a puff or anything, but it's got a tab right here, so you can actually enclose your product inside of there so that it doesn't get like everywhere. I'll attempt to kind of swatch this and see how you guys will be able to see it, but it's a gorgeous setting powder. I had set my Dr. Art BB cream with it, and it looked great. I was quite disappointed with the first Tarte Rainforest of the Sea highlighting palette. This one's the Skin Twinkle lighting palette, but the first one that they came out with I wasn't a big fan of. The 2 outside highlighters were too like deep for me, and then the inside one was like, it was like a strange setting powder that it was hard to pick up the product on. But this one is volume 2, so there are 4 products in here, and each one of them is 0.176 ounces, so you're getting a pretty decent amount of product in here. And I am happy to say that these 2 shades especially are light enough for my skin tone. I'll probably toy around with these deeper ones, like over bronzer or like over blushes or something, but I do like this one. This one's got more of a yellow, and then this one's, I guess it's more of a neutral color. I don't really see too much of an undertone on this guy other than like white. So those are the first 2. And then the packaging. I do dig the packaging. These 2 here, they actually feel a little bit chunkier than these 2, but so that's the volume 2 Rainforest of the Sea Skin Twinkle Volume 2 Lighting Palette. And then one of you guys on Instagram had mentioned about the new shades of the Tarte concealer, and I wasn't sure. I knew they released some new shades, but I didn't think that they had made any that would have been lighter than the fair shade, which I did purchase, and it was too dark for me. But one of you had mentioned that to try light, fair beige because it has a more pink undertone. And so I was able to get it at Ulta like a week or so ago, and I've got it on right now mixed with a tiny bit of the Urban Decay color correcting fluid in pink, which I really love, and it's really nice. The hype is real with this one, I will say. I don't have the fair one to swatch next to it because I actually gave it to my mom, but I'll swatch the fair beige. So that's the fair beige, and you get a ton of product with this as well. Like, I don't anticipate running out of it anytime soon because you don't need a lot of it. Like, a little goes a long way, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So there's, yeah, 0.338 fluid ounces of product in there. This next product is from Guerlain, and it's one of their Rouge G lipsticks. Exceptional Complete Lip Color, and I've got it in 28 Jenna. And the reason that I purchased it, this formula is really nice as well, but in addition to, I got it for the packaging, much like the Snowflake one that came out last, what was it, 2015 holiday, but you can see that there's like some red flowers on there. And then the packaging on these lipsticks, these are expensive lipsticks, but I mean the packaging has got a nice weight to it, and it feels expensive, which it should because it's expensive. But I'm not actually going to swatch the color. It's a true like red color, if anything leaning a little bit on the orange red as opposed to the pink red. But what I'm probably going to do is buy a lipstick that I'm going to wear. Like, I don't wear red that often, and then put it in this case because you can swap them out and stuff. But I wanted to show this to you guys because I know some people have been looking for it. And I got mine on Saks, and I saw it on Saks. I didn't purchase it right away. It went away. It came back, and I've kind of been seeing it do that quite a bit. So, and I think that other Guerlain retailers will eventually get it, but the only place I've seen it thus far is Saks. This next product is by Lancome, and it kind of created a little bit of a stir on the internet. But this is their La Rose à Poudre. Probably butchered that, but it's their iridescent blush highlighter. Now, this is a big container, and I'll show you what it looks like in a minute inside, but there is actually only 0.056 ounces of product inside of here, which for as large as a container as this is, it's not a lot. So this is the packaging. Then you open it up, and then you have a flower in there, and then the flower has the highlighter on the petals inside of here. And I mean, the thing itself, the presentation of the product is really beautiful. But like the promos, if you look online, like the Lancome website, you'll actually see like a powder with this type of a shape on it, and it's like cracked, so it almost makes it look like that's on the bottom of this, like you're getting some more product, but you're not. You're only getting what's on the flower. I'm sure it's more like a collector's piece, but I would have liked to have more product in there because I do want to use it, because I think it'll stay pretty, because the flower, you know, is like a fake flower with, you know, powder all over it. But I did use a little bit of this on the top of my cheekbones over a MAC in Extra Dimension highlighter, and this is definitely light enough for my fair skin, and it is a pretty highlight, but it's a little, let me try to get some. It's a light color. It's not as shiny as like your in Extra Dimension, but I mean the powder itself is very, very finely milled, and it's not overly sparkly. It's almost like a satin highlighter, but I love the tone and I love the color. But I think for the price, they should have included, like on the bottom of the flower, there should have been a pressed, you know, powder underneath there, so that once you know, use the flower or whatever, you have more product underneath to use. But anyway, it's pretty. It's expensive for what it is, but it's pretty. The packaging on the outside is cardboard. And then Sephora recently released some highlighter palettes, and I believe that this comes in one other shade, a deeper version. I of course got the lighter one, and they're called the Illuminate Luminizing Palette. And I wore this in, I mentioned it, I don't remember what video, but I talked about it. I had one of these highlighters on in one of my videos, which is probably no help to you guys, but in here there are 6 powders, and each one is 0.123 ounces. And you've got several different shades. These two and this guy are definitely light enough for my skin tone. These 3 right here I'll probably play around with a little bit more with like bronzers and blushes and stuff. But I don't believe this was that expensive. And there is a pretty nice amount of product in there. And I like the fact that Sephora finally, you know, came out with a highlighter palette. See, they're really pretty shades. And these bottom guys. They're showing up pretty true in the viewfinder too. So there are the shades in that guy. And I thought that there might be like a name for it, like the shade name for this palette, but all I see is Sephora Luminizing Palette. Next up, I did purchase the 2 new meteorite products from Guerlain. These are the Meteorites Happy Glow Pearls, and this is in the packaging that came out with like the holiday of 2015 last year with like the snowflake. That's what type of packaging this one is, and this comes with more product than you're getting in like your standard meteorites that come in the tin. There's 1 ounce in here as opposed to, I think there's 0.8 in the standard ones. But I do have these. These are what the little BBs look like here. And I do have these all over my face right now. I know some people have tried the meteorites and they don't kind of like them, or I've heard some people not knowing kind of how to use them. And the way that I use them is after I'm done with like all of my face, like my face makeup, like the BB cream, blush, highlighter, bronzer, all of that stuff, I take a big fluffy brush and I run them through these and I buff that all over the face and really give it a nice buff. And it just kind of, it meshes everything together like on the face into one kind of a situation. That's how I use it. And it also gives a really nice glow. There are some versions of the meteorites that have come out that, you know, have a little bit more shine and whatnot. These ones aren't one of those. These are not as shimmery as the holiday version that came out this year or last year. These are closer to the original line of meteorites. They just have a little bit more pink and purple in it, which doesn't seem to tint my face one way or the other. So I kind of feel like I'm using my normal meteorite pearls when I'm using these guys, but I really like them, and it's in an opalescent type of packaging. And then the other product is the Meteorites Happy Glow Blush, and this is 0.26 ounces. It's a light pink opalescent packaging, and then inside you have got your blush. Now this product here, as with a lot of the Guerlain Meteorites press products that I've tried, you do have to use a stiffer brush with these to kind of get the product on your face. And if you've ever felt the Meteorite's brush that Guerlain sells, you'll notice that that's a pretty stiff brush, and it's quite a bit stiffer than a lot of the brushes that, at least that I'm used to. And I guess that's probably for a reason, because their products are kind of stiff, so you kind of need a stiff brush to pick it up. But that being said, once on the cheeks, this is a really pretty color. I wore this yesterday. I don't know how well my finger's going to be able to pick it up, but we'll give it a shot here. Yeah, no. Let's just go with that. It's a really light baby pink. It shows up on me when I use a stiff brush to pick up the product and put it on the cheeks, and I like it once I get it on the face, but it is not exactly an easy product to pick up. I wonder if you can see it. You can kind of see it a little bit. Even with the meteorite pearls, sometimes I have to end up shaking the tin quite hard to get the product to kind of break off a little bit of those pearls, because sometimes it can be a little funny or a little bit more difficult to pick up on the brush. And then these next products I'm really excited about. There's two different brands that I have that came out with different like cream glitter eyeshadows. And these first ones, which I was so excited about, I've had them for, I want to say, like 3 weeks. I got them before they came out on Sephora because Estee Lauder sent them to me. But they're the fluid metal eyeshadows. In my past couple videos, that little extra bit of like twinkle that you see on the lids is like this over the top of an eyeshadow, and that's kind of how I like to use them. By themselves, I don't feel like they're opaque enough to use by themselves, but as a topper with like a corresponding shade or something in the same like shade range is really pretty. There are 6 shades in total, 3 that are relatively light and then 3 that are a bit darker. And I'm going to compare these to the Stila, the new Stila like shiny glitter shadows like this as well, because they each have their pro and con. These ones' con would be that they're not quite pigmented enough, I feel, to use as an eyeshadow themselves. I much rather like them as an eyeshadow topper, or also I use them as a base for like the Makeup Geek little glitter type of the sparklers, that's what they're called. So let me swatch these. I've got number 4, Not Sorry, which is a really pretty blue shade. And this is the one, this blue one is the one that I found to be probably the weakest in terms of pigmentation. But I did use this, and I used this over a teal color. So it wasn't exactly like this blue, it was more like a teal eyeshadow. And this over that, it really provided a nice effect because you had that differentiation in colors. Like the blue was a sparkly blue, and then you had that teal. Anyway, and then the next one is 05 So Extra. And I believe this is probably the only one that I haven't worn. It's pretty dark, but you can see that there are like some blue and purple sparkles in here. I don't know how well you can focus it, but it's not, at first I thought it was like a solid, more like black type of a color, but it definitely has a blue and purple shift to it of color. But that one's number 5, So Extra. And then number 6 is called Don't Be Afraid. And this is like a burgundy one with some gold sparkles. This one has got really, actually, I take that back. I haven't used either of these two. Probably because they have the most pigmentation. And the way that I have been using the lighter shades is I would take and put it on my hand like this. And then I dip in there like that. And then I just tap over the eyeshadow like this. And that's kind of how I've been using them for some sparkle. And then as well, when I first swatched these and kind of went around, once they set pretty strong. So, and even though these two dark ones have a little bit more pigmentation than like the blue, I still wouldn't feel comfortable using them on the lid like without like a deeper shadow underneath, because you can see that they're not quite as opaque. But then we've got number 2, Got It Bad, and this is the one I think I've probably been using the most. And it's like a gold. And then I've got number 3, Sparked, which this is a gold. But you can, I mean, on all of them, you can see that there's a little bit of a see-through-ness factor to them. And then the last one is number 1, Party of One. This is probably my other most used one. It's like a pinky purple almost. Oh, can you even see it? Can you even see it? Not really. So those are the Estee Lauder Fluid Metal eyeshadows. And then these next ones are the Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow shadows. And these ones are from Stila. And yesterday, they had done a flash sale of like 25% off, and I was going to pick up the rest of the shades because I like these as well. I feel like the Estee Lauder ones and these ones, they're like two different type of products, but I like each one for what each one can do, I guess. I couldn't get my order to go through online for nothing. I even called my mom and had her try to place the order for me, and it wouldn't go through for her either. And I tried this morning just to place an order, and it still wouldn't work. So I think there's like a glitch on their website or something, because neither one of us, it wouldn't, like the orders wouldn't go through. So anyway, I didn't get the rest of the shades, which I was quite, you know, not happy about because it was 25% off. But onto the shadows. The formulation of these is much thicker, more opaque, and more glittery, but the glitter particles in here are bigger than the glitter particles in the Estee Lauder. Those ones are finer, these ones are thicker, and you do have to be a little bit careful by how thick of a layer you put on your lid with these, because the thicker the layer, the more apt it is for those glitter pieces to fall out on your face. Because I did use, when I used the Smoky Storm one, thicker on my lid one day, you know, a couple hours in, I did have glitter underneath my cheeks, but that's because there are bigger glitter particles in this formula. And because of that, you're going to get a lot more of a glitter and shine effect in this formula than you will with the Estee Lauder formula. I feel like the Estee Lauder ones are pretty, like a pretty soft sparkle, extra sparkle on top of an eyeshadow, where these ones are like, boom, you're wearing glitter. So this first one is Kitten Karma, and it's kind of a rose gold with, I can see silver and light gold and almost rose gold glitters in it. But, whoa, I'll put it right here. These are super, super high shine. And you can see that they're quite a bit more opaque. That was just one swipe. Then the next one is Smoky Storm, and this one's closer to like a bronze with gold in it, I guess. Bronzy sort of taupe. And then we'll put this one right here. I mean, they're just heavy shine. And I've worn these ones over shiny shadows, and I've also worn this guy by itself on the lid thus far, and that was the time that I wore it pretty thick, I think, and I got the glitter on my cheeks because I did want to put it on a little bit thicker because I didn't have a shadow underneath it. And then the last one is Violet Vixen, and it's a purple shade with like silvery, possibly blue glitters in it. I'm like running out of space. But so that one's Violet Vixen, Smoky Storm, and Kitten Karma. And then there's the Estee Lauder ones. And when both of these dry, like these ones are like, I mean, they're pretty solid on there. And then when these ones dry, they dry much the same as these ones, except for when these dry, if you run your hands over it, you're going to get glitter on there. I'm going to go ahead and stop there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.